You see me right there?
Well, you're pretty cute. Look. That's you in the red bikini?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Teri Garr, dancing her heart out in Pajama Party. Long before her fresh-faced appeal landed her major roles in films like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Mr. Mom, and Oh God, Teri Garr was in the chorus in a dozen movies, including Viva Las Vegas, one of 9 she did, starring Elvis Presley. Did you pick her out? That's Teri.
Movie they call up as an audition down at Metro. You want to go? I mean, I feel like I was in the 40s and like I was being at some switchboard. I'll be right down. Okay, go down there and audition. And Elvis's boys would be there, the mafia, Memphis Mafia guys, and they'd say, "Oh, hire her," and Elvis likes her. And so,
Did Elvis ever deign to speak to you?
yeah, he talked to us right away and invited us to a party at his house. And, you know, we'd go, "Oh, yeah, party at Elvis's, yeah." We'd go up there, and it wasn't really a party at Elvis's. It would be like, you know, do you want to go up? They should have just said, "Do you want to go up and watch Elvis watch TV?" Because that's what you'll be doing. And, you know, okay, that sounds like fun.
Garr's adventures, in films and out, are detailed in her new autobiography.
The book is called Speed Bumps because...
Well, speed bumps, I was thinking, you know, you're driving along and everything's going fine, then it goes speed bumps. You have to slow down, go over it real slowly, and then you hit the pedal and you keep going. And I just thought it was kind of a nice metaphor for life.
But if you think her 1999 diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, the crippling disease that has cost her much of the use of her right arm and leg, is one of the biggest speed bumps, then you don't know Teri Garr.
I think there's other things that are much worse than, you know, you get an illness, you can't help it, there's nothing you can do about it, so you do the best you can.
Doing the best she can has always been part of Garr's credo. Now 60, she grew up in L.A. with 2 older brothers in a show business family.
Here was my house, right here.
Which one?
Right here, the gray one.
Garr took us back to the house where she remembers the best times of her childhood. The place is now owned by another family.
Cooper, I used to live in this house when I was your age.
Her mother, Phyllis, was a former dancer. Her father, Eddie, a traveling comedian and a gambler with a drinking problem. He died when Teri was 11.
In the book, you talk very openly about the fact that he had a drinking problem, he had a gambling problem, and how much you missed having a relationship with him.
Yeah, I think about it now when I think when people, friends say, "Well, we'd like to set you up with somebody." I say, "Well, does he gamble and drink, and can he ignore me?" Because those are the things that ought be attractive, like my father did. But yeah, he did all those things, and he was still a very nice guy and meant well and everything. But I think it just took him over, and he couldn't handle it.
While her mother toiled as a wardrobe mistress on the old NBC lot, Garr studied dance, and when she finished high school, broke in quickly to those movie musicals.
So you were having so much fun being a dancer. What made you decide to become an actor?
I would see that the dancers were treated like garbage. I mean, like extras. You know, sit on a bench, and then the actors had these big trailers, and you know, hundreds of people asking, "Would you like coffee? Would you like me to massage your feet?" I think, well, wait a minute, how do I get from here to there? Because this isn't working for me. So I have to figure out how to get there.
On your resume, you put on parts that you didn't really have.
Well, I didn't think my resume looked good enough or full enough and to get me in the door. I figured once I got in the door, they'd hire me immediately. But they're not going to let me in the door unless they have a good headshot and a good resume. So I put in the resume a few things that looked better, like Desire Under the Elms on Broadway and a few credits. And then on the side of it were an asterisk. At the bottom of the page of the asterisk, I put LIE. And no one ever noticed that it was, what does that mean, LIE? I said, well, that means it's a lie. It's not true. I didn't want them to, you know, think I was dishonest in any way.
Gradually, she started getting small film and TV parts. But her big movie break came in Young Frankenstein.
Hello. Would you like to have a roll in the hay?
Released in 1974. At first, director Mel Brooks told her she was up for the part of Gene Wilder's fiancée, a role Madeline Kahn had been offered, but wasn't sure about.
It was like my 3rd callback, and I was so excited. And he said, "No, I'm sorry to tell you, Madeline's going to do this part. But if you can come back tomorrow morning with a German accent, I'll let you try out for the part of the assistant lab."
Gene Wilder's assistant.
So I said, "Oh, can I come with this German accent tomorrow? Just wait a second, I'll be right back." So I did. I came the next day, and then I got hired, and it was fabulous.
Garr says she still gets teased about this doorway scene.
What knockers?
Thank you, Doctor.
She went on to do a series of dramatic and comic roles, including the 1982 blockbuster Tootsie, with Garr playing the girlfriend Dustin Hoffman dumps.
I never said, I love you, I don't care about I love you. I read The Second Sex, I read The Cinderella Complex, I'm responsible for my own orgasm, I don't care. I just don't like to be lied to.
Garr was nominated for an Oscar, but it was not to be.
You were up against Jessica Lange you were both in Tootsie. And
The insufferable Jessica Lange.
insufferable because?
She wasn't insufferable until she won the Academy Award that I was nominated for. Then suddenly she became a nightmare.
Does you have a question for Teri Garr? Yes.
Garr's offbeat sense of humor made her such a frequent guest on David Letterman's show in the 80s and 90s that he thanked her when she appeared with him just last month.
You really did save our show many, many times because
Dave.
it's the truth. Because people,
People always speculated that you two were having a secret romance.
Yes, it was true.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It wasn't true.
In real life, Garr was married briefly to John O'Neill, a contractor. They adopted their daughter Molly together. She's now 12.
And in my mind, she was meant for us immediately, from the get-go. So, yeah, it's been wonderful. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
But even before Molly's adoption, Teri Garr was beginning to experience symptoms of MS, weakness in her leg, for example.
In your book, you say that before you were officially diagnosed, Hollywood gossip started that Teri Garr has MS, and that it became harder to get work.
It did. It put the kibosh on, it took the wind out of that sail a lot. But I kept going and kept pursuing people and trying to get work.
Through it all, Garr has managed to keep her career going.
Sorry I'm late. Oh, that's okay. It gave me time to finish glazing my nipples.
Recently appearing on an episode of Law and Order, playing a defense lawyer.
Why are you doing this to the man you love?
Objection, Your Honor. She's leading the witness.
Sustained.
Pull the abs in the spine, nice.
But the other role that Teri Garr has now decided to play is as a spokesperson for MS, though she can still be reticent about her condition. She invited us to videotape her Pilates workout, for example, but doesn't like to be shown walking.
It sounds like you've had some very tough times with this.
Yeah, I've had a couple of incidents. And when I first started getting a lot of weakness in my leg, I live in a 2-story house. I fell down the stairs like 3 days in a row. Just fell down the stairs. I went, all right, wait. This is going to stop. I have to walk down one step at a time now. So now it takes me a long time to get down a stairway and then stairs to my house. But I learned, and I rolled with the punches. I learned to adjust to it.
The one thing that Teri Garr does not want is anyone's pity. And when she makes her regular appearances, sponsored by Serono, the company that manufactures the MS drug she takes, there's a lot more humor than sorrow.
MS is a strange disease, and it affects everyone differently, everyone in a different way. Well, actually, my doctor asked me the other day about sexual functions, and I said, well, I don't know. I haven't been invited to any lately.
And when you see her
Hi,
cheerfully
George.
signing her new book, with a special stamp she had made and scrawling with her left hand,
Yeah, inspiration to all of us.
you begin to believe that for Teri Garr, MS really is just a minor speed bump in a full and funny life.
What's happening to me is I'm still happy and functioning and being able to listen to music, see good movies, read good books. What else is there that I can't? I'm okay. And I think other people can do that too, whether they have MS or not. They can go on with their lives.